Hi, good morning. Today I have an entrance ceremony of my son's elementary school. But the ceremony uh, will begin around 12 o'clock. So in the morning, I have a free time with my son, my wife, but my wife went to a choco shop. So the other is why. So now I was watching the TV with my son, and the TV is uh, I was watching TV or watching Shika no ko no ko no ko koshitantan with my son while eating breakfast. And so currently I have no special topic. That's why I want to talk about yesterday's morning. So yesterday, the I changed my company this April. So that's why this April I went to the uh, I started the two new company, and so yesterday was the first day of the company. So I needed to go to Shinjuku station to have a meeting with my colleague. So but the meeting planned to start around 7 o'clock. So I live in Saitama City, so I needed to go to Shinjuku Station very early. I woke up around 5:30 yesterday, and I got up train on at 6:13. So the train was not so crowded, so I could have a seat yesterday. And after getting to the Shinjuku station, I went to a cafeteria which we planned to have a meeting in. And the cafeteria was not too crowded, and but the price was a little bit expensive. And I wanted to order only the coffee, and but actually in the rule of the cafeteria, we needed to order a meal. So that's why I ordered expensive breakfast plate. So, but the taste was very good, and yesterday I didn't have time to have a breakfast, so I only have a complete diet. So I was a little bit hungry. I was a little bit hungry at that time. So at first I needed to order some plate from the clerk or the restaurant. I had a little bit disappointed at paying some money for the breakfast which I wanted to I didn't wanted to eat, but actually after while I'm eating the meal, the taste was very good, and I was getting satisfied with the breakfast. So unfortunately, but unconsciously, unintentionally, so I could get the very good breakfast, and I could use the expense of the company for the breakfast. So that's why I was the not. I could be satisfied with the breakfast without paying any my money. So after meeting, I went back to my house to start my work. So I'm a programmer. So yesterday I was working on a programmer, and to investigate the MCP, MCP, which means the Model Context Protocol, which could connect to some source with a client of the AI, for example, the cloud or client or castle. So I heard I heard the name of MPC more than half a year, but actually recently I'm getting to I'm getting to see a lot of article about the MCP, which is written by some engineers. And so that is why my friend or my colleague was got interested in such MCP, and I'm also interested into that. But actually, I needed to some implementation to use the MCP with my client. The prototype is to connect to make the MCP server on my local host on my local PC, and it connected my client, which is inside of the VS Code and the Slack or Notion. The first prototype, I could retrieve the data from the Notion and to write the code. So first of all, I after writing down the specification of the program in the Notion, and I asked the client to retrieve the data from the Notion and to write the code on the VS Code. So after retrieving the data through the MCP server, the client understands the specification and write the code. So that was very fast. And well, all I have to do is to write a specification in Notion and check the code which is created by the client. And the second one, which is the more tricky one. So the first of all, I write down the specification, which is to retrieve the Slack from especially from the specific channel, and to the channel was for the channel is for to write a daily report of each employees, and to retrieve the Slack, and to summarize the daily report by person, and write the summary of one day into the Notion, and so which is very tricky. So the specification is only Notion, and I asked the client to retrieve the specification from the Notion to write the code, and after that, so which took just 30 or 40 minutes by completed the coding. So after coding by the client, I ordered the client to create create a test code and to execute the code. And after execute the code, I could ask the client to make the summarize of the day. So the client the actor as AI client, and to make the summarize and write down the Notion. That was surprising. And it just take just 30 minutes. The most part to use a lot of time was my specification, my writing specification on the Notion. So now I think, in conclusion, I think this era is very good for the programmer or PDM to create some new product online. So all I have to do is to write a Notion if the product is very small, or if you want to a prototype of the product and or toy product. So that was yesterday was a very informative and very learnable day. So I could learn a lot of things about Notion and client and MCP. So that's all. So from now, I started to work. So that's why I want to talk about some work thing and my Notion into this vlog. So goodbye. See ya.